So, hello guys, another video about what I call Nuclear October 2025. So, I'm going to talk about two things here very quickly just to make a point that there are very much news around this subject. So, among like what could be said to be top news. So first of all, like it's a theme, okay? What I'm talking about is a theme, and when I'm talking about nuclear radiation, and so first of all, we're looking here, the president of United States, the former president. There came news on October 11th that he is undergoing and will undergo radiation therapy. Okay, so President Biden is connecting to all of this all of the sudden, and so the point that I'm making here is that if you're looking at the news that has been going on here, it is beyond normal. Okay, so then secondly, I also want to mention this. This has also been in the top news. The Dallas ICE facility shooter. Okay, so today there are coming up articles about this shooter fearing radiation. You see? So these are, you see, CNN is talking about this Dallas IC shooter, facility shooter, fearing the radiation, CBS, and so on. I mean, there are many sources from today, October 14th. And as I said also, most people listening to YouTube videos on here on YouTube, it's like everyone are assuming that this world is random, or how would I say, that there is no interconnectivity, and what I do here on my channel is to show that there is an interconnectivity, because both of these things are major. But as I said, you can also look back to the Tennessee explosion, which took 16 lives, as I know. So this has been the top news in the US for I don't know, 3 days or something like that. The top news. And when it comes to this, I want you to remember that. What did I say? Well, I said that Tennessee has the largest single. How do you say? What did I say? It is the largest government-owned nuclear energy power plant, something like that, which is there. And 2 weeks before this explosion in Tennessee, they had a really big demolition of a nuclear tower that was in the news. So I have done videos about this. I also talked about in Ukraine. In Ukraine, you see the largest nuclear power plant in all of Europe is shut down, And meanwhile, you see Iran having their sanctions. You saw Qatar suddenly building a military base in the US. So, and that is because of how they helped during a nuclear facility bombing in Iran. So there are significant things going on. And in this interconnectivity of everything, nuclear and radiation is suddenly signaling with its presence. And as I said, you can look at these dates yourself. You can realize, oh, it's true. This has been in the top news a lot. The Dallas ICE. So I also talked about the Red October having a symbolic connection. It's not really the world stage when it comes to that, but the Red October having a symbolic interconnectivity here. And when it comes to that, the hunt for Red October, the opponent was the opponent submarine was called Dallas, and so it connects also to you see Dallas ICE. So Dallas had the JFK assassination, connecting to Charlie Kirk, which is the equivalence, the modern equivalence of JFK. So what's going on is that the nuclear theme is here still, and I'm again making an additional video about that subject. I'm bringing light to the fact that the former president, a former president of United States, Biden, is undergoing radiation therapy, and this is news from now, and it's a big deal. It's a big deal, guys. It's not that you hear of this every day. No, it's like the patternicity is potent here in itself. The idea, and this poetic expression of this is potent, and so it will appear like this. This is how it is, and I'm again able to do another fairly good presentation. I mean, I have something to say. It makes sense. I am making fairly good arguments, like the president of the United States is supposedly a big deal, right? Here you have something else that has been in the top news. And then, as I said, you had the Tennessee bombing, the Tennessee explosion of military explosives, where Tennessee has a connection to nuclear energy, being the largest government-owned nuclear provider and largest single. I forgot, but it actually has the largest. I forgot the name of it. Okay. In all of US also, so it's a big deal. And then, as I said, you had the demolition. And so this is here, and this is real, and yeah, it's real. I mean, what is in the news is to be considered real. This is real. What do I mean? I mean, the fact that it's present and no one is talking about it. Here you go. Like, what do you think would happen if people would talk about this? I mean, maybe that is the moment where something actually, where you reach this level of this critical level. So, if you want my recommendation, treat this situation. I mean, my recommendation is that the big news in this subject could like what I'm telling you is that there is a large possibility here of further strengthening of this theme, an expression, a final, how do you say, the forte, you know, the climax, the climax. You know as well as me that why are these things here? Why are they present? Well, it's because at a certain time there is going to be yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, I think so. So yeah, like, what about this guy here, the Joshua Jan Dallas IC shooter? Does he really fear radiation? Well, most probably. You see, most probably this is true. Like this is, I mean, if I were to think about for myself here, who is this guy? Does he? I mean, is this really his backstory? You know, is it really his backstory? And with my knowledge of how things works, my answer to that would be yes. This is his backstory. This is how he is. I believe in this. I believe in what I'm seeing here. I believe that Joshua Jan has this fear. I believe in this. I believe in what I'm seeing here. I also believe that Joe Biden is truly undergoing radiation therapy. I believe in what I'm seeing. I also know that there is at the same time, I know that there is a potency here going on about an expression of radiation. There is a way that everything is connecting here by a seemingly strike of how do you say, by a seeming coincidence. But that's the thing. What I'm doing here on my channel is, you know, as I've been saying, it is something that has to do with I actually perceive something, I paint it, and when I paint it, like, or yeah, you know, when I do that, it is further, you know, what happens with information, what happens, there is a resonance, there is a resonance. So imagine you reacting to a stimuli before the stimuli occurs. What does that mean? It means that you react to a stimuli that is small, and then before it expresses itself. And what actually happens is that the signal is strengthened. There is a feedback loop in time, and I truly have this. I argue for it being like this, that yeah, there is a feedback in time going on, and with the right kind of perception and information that you perceive, or I perceive in this case, this signal will strengthen itself. And in this case, it had to do, I mean, as I'm saying, it is something that has to do with art, but also a bit rational, logical stuff, analysis that I'm doing. And at the same time, it's also personal. Like, that's how I see it, you know. It's a human, what I'm doing here is a human experience I mean, if you're asking me what am I doing, okay, I'm going to tell you that this is still a human experience that I'm doing. And because, yeah, I've been talking about this for a long time before these news arrive, okay? Before they appear, I talk about it, these things, you know? And how does that work? Well, I'm telling you, it's still a human experience, it's still a personal thing, a bit. And but it's also a perception, it is something artistic, poetic, with sense moral. There is something, when I look at things, there's always something to learn. When I look at something, and that has its downsides, that there's always something to learn. It could mean that I'm uh, too humble, too humble. Yeah, that's not good, I think. And yeah. So anyhow, you can see as well as me that okay, what the fuck is going on here, guys? Well, suddenly this, you know, we have, and this, and we had Tennessee, you know, as I said, we have Ukraine with the largest nuclear power plant in all of Europe being in a state of blackout. And yeah, you know, it's all about radiation and nuclear all of the sudden. And and you better not encourage me. You better not encourage what I do here, because what happens then, you know? I think it's just going to be more, you know, just so you know. Um, so, but I think, I mean, it's evolving here. And lastly, I wanted to know that what I'm doing here, it's really all about uh, consciousness, awareness, sentience, and me communicating and showing my sentience, my awareness, and also when I show that, I also, you know, I'm reaching out in a state of communication. And I ask the question, to what degree is something conscious? Are you conscious? Is it wrong not to be conscious? Even maybe if you're not conscious, maybe that's okay, you know. I don't know, to be honest. For example, you know, my arm, if I speak to my arm, will it reply? No, it will just do like that. I mean, in a way, okay, I communicate to my arm via electrical signals here. The arm is moving, right? But the arm is just doing what I'm saying. It's just moving like I am commanding. This is not really a way that I'm trying. I mean, I'm thinking, you know, when it comes to my body, even if my arm doesn't speak back to me or my hand, um, it's still something that I want, you know. And so I'm struggling with this thought here. What is going on with people's awareness? I know that there are some people that are very aware and know what I'm doing here, like what I'm, yeah. At the same time, there's a lot of people that are have animosity, like negativity and antagonistic ways. Sure, I can. I mean, in this case, I get it. Like I'm talking about nuclear things a lot, and I'm showing news about what's happening in our world here. This is what's happening. This is the story of our world. It's our world here. This is what's happening, and it is uncomfortable how I'm not even decoding what's happening. I'm more like, okay, let's talk about nuclear things, and then the news are present here now, so we're talking about that, you know. But yeah. But as I said, it's not only about me just wanting to talk about nuclear. There's some kind of, I mean, there's some kind of perception here that I have that leads me here. Okay. At the same time, um, I'm also putting pressure on people, of course, uh, because yeah, you know, because I'm not taken seriously. So yeah, we'll see what happens here. Okay, bye bye.